Hey, this is Ghostly Wins here. Been a while since the last video log, but this will probably be a difficult one for me to discuss. But in terms of this year and last year, oof, boy, last year was pretty much hell on my end, but at the same time, no one's really asked what happened last year for me. Well, last year was ridiculously depressing for me. Got to levels of my mental health taking a massive decline to feeling very, very dark images, dark thoughts, those type of thoughts that will make you think of Sayori from Doki Doki Literature Club in terms of easy giveaways to how I felt last year, whilst being in a home assisted living space for a year with having my independence kind of screwed around with and other things going on. I didn't feel very safe. I didn't feel that I wanted to be there. I got very, very depressed, very lonely. Felt like I was making a mistake of moving from away from the family. And yeah, got to points in my life where I wanted to do things that no sane human should be doing, like from not just ending myself, but punishing myself with the occasional self-harm substances. Like this, like the 3 words of the K with the Y. I'm not gonna finish the last letter of that letter. But yeah, I was in that type of mood. It was difficult for me to try and find my happy place. Got to levels where it was so bad I had to get myself therapy for pretty much a whole year, from the start of February 14th for almost a year of myself suffering, with that finally a little year of hell that I thought was gonna die finally ended when I moved to here, to the new place that I'm not living at, which surprisingly has almost been a year. But besides that, 2024, again, January was still pretty much bleh because it was still trying to end of last year to a really depressing and messed up start. February of this year, moved into the new house, settled in pretty quickly, thank God. Independence restored, so nothing too serious there. About, I want to say, the 6th or 7th month of the year, things started to go downhill. Not just IRL wise, but also internet wise. Lots of drama between other people, friends versus friends type deals. In real life wise, ooh, had to deal with a friend that I thought I've known for 3 years doing something incredibly messed up. So she has a guy that's also a friend of mine that she tried dating for close to almost 7 years, and then doing what no other person should randomly do in terms of breakup by texting. Not going up to them in person to say, oh, I'm dumping you because of this reason, whatever reason at all. But that alone got me feeling confused, to kind of left out in the dark, kind of like looked away, like, okay, this is information I should have probably known beforehand. But again, when it comes to people in terms of their problems and other stuff, half the time they'll keep it to themselves. But if they do open up, sometimes it's too much information, or more questions than general answers in terms of the things going on. But after that, there has been said friend threatening her ex-boyfriend's family, death threats, lots of other things that is some things you should not do. Calling my best friend in real life a backstabber / traitor with no actual evidence to back that up, so that pushed me to the edge of wanting to do something I should not do to a person, but I won't describe that because, again, in terms of promoting those kinds of bad acts, you should not do that, like, ever. Even if it does make you feel like you're getting some sort of revenge on them or some sort of happiness back, it's just no worse than becoming the problem trying to remove a problem. Other than that, in real life, it's been a little bit difficult. Wasn't as bad as last year when I just felt like offing myself, but this year is just pretty much myself trying to get rid of last year's hell, to not feeling the deep, dark, emotional side that I just want to remove myself, but it's just from gone to I don't want to be here anymore to just depressed. In terms of online drama, besides their friends versus friends stuff, there's lots of questions instead of answers going on, from who did what, when, and where. Secrets upon secrets upon secrets that are just stacked up to a point where I just feel that there's more stuff going on that needs to be addressed. Especially when I feel kind of left in the dark, locked away, not really cared for as much. Even when I do feel like helping out the person to try and make them feel a little bit better, a little bit safer, less in terms of what I was last year kind of moods, it still makes me feel that most of the time I try and do something that's right. At the time it just feels like it's the wrong thing to do and just backfires in my face. But in that kind of way, that's life. I can't really control someone's thoughts, someone's actions. Can't control their fate. I can give them advice, but the advice will come and go. If you want to keep a hold of that advice, then go ahead. If you want to completely ignore it until the last minute, like I've had other people do over the years, you can also do that as well. But in terms of me, it gets to moments where I start thinking if I can actually trust the people that I'm keeping secrets, well, them telling me said secrets to keep from other friends that also have secrets on other people as well, which kind of makes me feel I'm just some gullible piece of shit that can just easily be used, abused, and used as a freaking puppet, and not anything in terms of respected or really cared for, to be honest. But again, that's probably myself probably over exaggerating or over assuming, but at times I just kind of feel like that, just unsure who to talk to. Well, sometimes because time zones are different, so I can blame myself on the whole not getting the exact time and day of said time zone the person or friend is in. So I can definitely give myself an L on that and put blame on myself in terms of me not having the time zones and whatever it is that's going on. But it was mostly due to this year. I mostly started using VR Chat a bit more. Tried using it last year, but again, lots of depression, lots of negative thoughts, hearing things I shouldn't have wanted to hear, just deep personal rage, self-hate, lots and lots of self-hate. Depression just holding me so tightly. It's like being in Gaster's hands, even though there is holes in his palms, but again, he's somehow grabbing onto me so tightly that I just can't really escape from what happened 2023 wise or the stuff that's gone on for this year. But in terms of the whole trusting and feeling a burden to most of the people I talk to, half the time I'm kind of wondering, what am I doing with myself? Who should I really talk to? Should I continue to vent my frustrations and feelings even though I already know most of the answers are going to be, you're being too hard on yourself, you're doing too much, you're not doing enough, you're being selfish. There's many different outcomes and things you can say and throw at me, but in terms of me accepting it or listening to it or adapting to it, is pretty much 50-50 on my end, just as much as it's you following by your own actions and choices is also 50-50 if you want to do it or do the complete opposite. In my general opinion, in terms of how I am, I feel like I'm sometimes the one that only remembers most of the stuff that goes on. I feel like if I was in Undertale, I'd be like Flowey or Sans, because for some reason, no matter how many times a reset is done or when I change the story to something else, I feel like I always get the same ending. Doesn't matter if it's pacifist or genocide or whatever route you go to, I feel like it's always going to be the same. Even how much I want to change things to make things better for not just myself but for others, somehow I feel like I'm the only one that seems to be struggling. Even how much I hide behind a smile, say that I'm perfectly fine when I have a lot of things in my mind and trying to say what's on my mind and speak my thoughts out without feel like I'm going to be like misjudged, taken completely out of context, or feel that I'm being too harsh or too soft, or again, many reasons or excuses or criticisms or opinions you all may have or not have on me. That's fine by you. I'm not gonna judge you or go at you for what you think and believe is the right thing to say or do. But in terms of last year being hell and this year being me slowly trying to get out of hell to finding neutral ground, it's going to take a while for me to get over the things that have gone on. But in terms of what I do, in terms of if it's a good year, I remain sober all year. So no alcoholic beverages for me. Even though I very rarely drink as it is, even though I'm completely legal age, I am 32, almost 33, so I can legally drink until I pass out, so I'm all good with that. If it's a bad year, I leave the drinking until the end of December, which means before the new year, like Christmas period towards New Year, I pretty much drink myself under the table until I feel that I can't remember anything from what happened during uh, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve to New Year's Day, which means I completely forget about 2024 and I start off 2025 feeling refreshed. Like I just got pressed the the reset button, but instead of a reset button, I get the that little gadget from Men in Black that just the neutralizer flash in my face, so I forget about everything that happened last year and start fresh from the first of the month. But yeah, in terms of am I gonna be okay? That really depends because I feel other people should feel like asking themselves that question, are you going to be okay? Because half the time it doesn't take much for me to start asking. Doesn't matter if it's from a status on Discord or a tweet, Instagram post, or whatever social media that you people use. I will try to be social, even though I feel like I'm overly social and trying to help as best as I can, even if I do feel like I am smothering the people that I care for like some sort of overprotective parent. And I won't lie, it can be pretty embarrassing. Especially from a moment where, online wise, I've dealt with one breakup. Well, two breakups because I didn't feel like I was ready for another relationship and it didn't go as well. That lasted under a week. The person that I was dating turned out to get rid of me in under a month. And then figured out that he's done just as bad as the said PDF file that was on VRChat that I already gained deep personal rage and yelled at them for. Even though I've dealt with being accused of being a PDF file, trolled with group Discord chats throwing nothing but pornography at me, and myself not being interested in that at all. Losing tons of friends, gaining some friends, but at the same time, it's life kind of making me suffer, but at the same time, kind of giving me a late win on my end to try and climb back up again. But at the same time, this video was already hard enough for me to try and find the right words to use, find the right things to say and describe my thoughts and feelings on this without feel like I'm trying to guilt trip, manipulate, or play some sort of victim card, because we all done that kind of shit before. We've all had lives and dealing with things that are so painful and just you just want to get it out your chest, but at the same time myself trying to find the right words to say without feeling I'm making things worse for myself, hating myself more, and pushing myself away from the community and people that I care for. But in terms of this video alone, I hope everybody has a decent 2024, decent Christmas, and a happy 2025. This is Ghostly Ones, and I hope this video will help everybody understand that my 2023 was just as bad, but my 2024 was not too bad, but hopefully gain some sort of knowledge of well, everything I've just mentioned. So I hope you all have a good 2024 and a decent 2025. And I'm signing out. Have a good one.